What's going on, guys? I'm Tommy, and I'm coming at you with a very special video. Now, I have no idea what specifically this is. All I know is that inside of this wrapping are some brand new Carbonites. Now, if you're not familiar with Carbonites, I've covered them pretty frequently on Blitz transmissions over the course of the last year. Carbonites are a collectible that is made by Vincent, who is the CEO of that company. Essentially, these are 1" by 1" by 2" blocks that are wrapped in decals, which are custom created by Vincent, and he does some great artistry on these. I have tons of these, most of them being from the Clone Wars animated show. I really enjoy them. They're small, they're compact, they stack nicely, and they don't take up a whole lot of space in my collection room, so it's fun to amass a bunch of them and have them all on a display together. I really like what Vincent does. I really like how he runs his company, and so I'm happy to support him, and honestly, a huge shout out to Vincent because he sent me this case, told me not to open it up until the end of the month. This has been sitting in my collection room. I've been itching to open it for weeks now, and I'm really excited to finally be able to do it. So obviously this came in some packaging that had my address on it, so I obviously didn't include that, but we have this nice padded wrapping here. It says, "We put the mint in box." Over here we have made by Ugnaughts. No, not Ugnaughts, it's made by humans. And then over here we have another one here. No soft goods here, just handmade ones. Alright, removing the wrapping, we now have a little sticker here which says, "We appreciate the hard work and energy you put into this community. As a thank you, please enjoy this extra set for review. Greetings from your friends at the Carbonites Company." And there is their little thing there with the little Santa version of the Carbonite. I'd better get this for how much of a Christmas nut I am. I'd better get this as something I can actually buy in the future here. And with that, we are left with a brand new case of Carbonites. We have the Carbonite Hunters here. Now, this is the newest set. It's been getting teased on the Carbonite's Instagram page for about a week now, and I'm really excited to have this in hand. It's honestly an honor. Thank you again to Vincent for allowing me to be one of the first people to be able to handle and review this particular set of Carbonites. So let's take a look at the packaging here. Obviously on the face side here you have the name of the set as well as your 6 characters included inside. These guys look phenomenal. Vincent's autograph down there. On the spine here you'll see you have 3 colors here for the Empire Strikes Back wave here, and there are the 6 characters. This is set number 12 for that particular look. Name of the set down there. On this side, you have the Carbonite's name. On this side, you have the Carbonite's name. Nothing on the pull tab side, but on the back, we get some important information about the Carbonite's company. Fresh out of the freezing chamber, each case of Carbonites contains mural packaging, 6 figurines, mint in box, charity donation, loyalty rewards, sustainable, quality tested, durable materials, handmade, free shipping. At Carbonites, we have a unified vision. Keep the completionist in mind. They have their contact information down here for their email as well as their Instagram here. Something that I really like about this company is that when you order a case of Carbonites, you get the ability to choose from one of a few different charities to donate $1 of your purchase to. That's something that I feel is very important for a small business. That says a lot to me about what kind of a person Vincent is doing this in the fledgling years of a company like this. So pulling this up here with the pull tab, you'll see that this says, "Pull up to secure the bounty, Carbonites encased." And then we open this thing up here. We have them wrapped up in a drawing of the Carbonites mascot. There is, of course, a little letter that Vincent includes with all of these here, and there's also a QR code on the back to take a look at the official art for all these characters here. Nice little colored drawing of the Bosk there at the bottom right. A lot of the stuff up here just kind of says like where your donation went to for your $1, as well as a lot of the same stuff that you'll see on a lot of the purchases you'll get from Carbonites. It says at the top, "Dear Tommy of Blitz Transmissions," and then down here it says, "Since you are receiving this case free for review, thank you. Your willingness to experience, share, and showcase Carbonites means the galaxy to me. This kind of exposure helps our collectible line reach new eyes, new fans, and new heights. We truly couldn't do this without you, and we're beyond grateful for the role you're playing in this journey." This is very heartwarming to me, and again, I really like how personal Vincent is when it comes to his company. He takes things very seriously, and he has an eye for detail that I really think it should be mentioned and acknowledged. But here we have have our Carbonites. So I'm gonna get these guys opened up here. They're packed in very nicely. Before we take a look at the Carbonites themselves that come in this case, I do have to point out this mint in box feature. I've always thought that this was very fun. It literally includes a mint in box. Very clever there. He does have expiration on the mint here. I should probably start eating these. I have several cases of Carbonites and I do not eat the mints for some reason. I should probably do that. I am finding, though, there is another Carbonite in here that's hidden away, and that would be the new updated 2.0 version of the Carbonites mascot. So if you're familiar with the Carbonites, you might be wondering, Tommy, what does Carbonite 2.0 mean? Now, what that means is that they've actually changed the material that these are made out of. Now, what these used to be made out of were wooden blocks. You'd have two 1" by 1" by 1" wooden blocks that were stacked on top of each other, and the decal for each character was wrapped around that. This is something new. So Vincent has moved to 3D printed material for the cores themselves. So the cores are still just as sturdy as they were before, and they're also lighter, but they're also more symmetrical. So you're not going to have the asymmetry that you sometimes would get with the wooden blocks. This makes it so that these can stack even better than before. So just for a quick comparison, on the right here I have the newer version with the 3D printed core, and on the left here I have the one with the original wooden core. Same figure, you can see they're identical to one another, but you will notice when you have them side by side, and again, it's something that you won't even notice unless maybe you have them in hand, this one is just a little bit more symmetrical than the old wooden cores, and that's just a slight improvement that I feel like will really add up when you're especially stacking these and you get more and more of them. It definitely makes a difference in the display. Shout out to Vincent, these are technically a different Carbonite from one another as well. This one with the wooden core says, "We thank you and commemorate your first purchase of Carbonites." This one with the 3D printed core says, "We thank you for helping promote the Carbonite Hunters." Now, that's super cool. This means to me, as someone who, really cares about variants and things like that, these are technically variants of one another. So with that, guys, here we have our 6 Carbonite Hunters out of the packaging. Let's take a look at them one by one. We'll just go from left to right here. So moving everyone else off to the side, let's take a look at Dengar first, or the Rags to Riches Bounty Hunter. So I have to say, Vincent does all of the Carbonites in a very similar style to this, almost like a chibi style of art, and the attention to detail on these is very nice. He does design each and every Carbonite himself. I'm also just noticing just how clean these feel with the new 3D printed cores. It's actually something you can tell even with the decal over top. But yeah, taking a look at Dengar here, they got his scarring here. He's got that nice grimacing expression there. The detail with the patina and the weathering on the armor looks great. Translates to all of the armor pieces here. I love the backpack too. This is such a nice looking backpack here, and it's just such a great attention to detail. He's even got all of the lines for the wrapping for the toilet paper head on the top here. Just a great looking figure. Moving on to IG-88, or Executioner Robot number 88 in this case. This is an interesting one. I really like to see what Vincent does when he goes for the non-conventional, human style designs. I think he did a good job on this one. You can see, obviously, it's got that cone head on the front and the back here, but on the sides, he kind of found a way to do the design of what it would look like from the side without, sacrificing the look of the actual character. I like the bright orange for all the photoreceptors here. All the machinery, all the detail here, this is all done by Vincent. None of this here is done in any sort of way with any AI. There's not any sort of, stencil that he follows, other than keeping them within the parameters of the 1" by 1" by 2" blocks. It's very, very nice. Now, this one is really cool. This is the most detailed Carbonite to ever come out. Obviously, I think it makes the most sense. It's Boba Fett, aka the Flying Green Knight, ESB. This obviously would need to be a very, very detailed character because of how iconic Boba Fett is. This is his debut in Star Wars, was in The Empire Strikes Back, so you can just see all the paint chipping around the visor here, all the details. He got the little insignias on him correct. Everything looks great. You can also see that mythosaur skull down there on that left armor piece on the shoulder is slightly hidden by that cape. That's such a cool detail that I feel like, you have to have a creative eye, and you have have to think creatively when you're putting these things together. You can also see the slight slant to the line here on the sides of the character. Very, very nice. You see the top of the rangefinder up top there. I love that too. So many details to get right on Boba Fett, and I think that Vincent really took his time on this one to do just that. Taking a look next at Bosk, who's one of my favorite bounty hunters in all of Star Wars, aka the Reputable Reptile for Hire, ESB, because if you didn't know, Bosk also shows up in the Clone Wars animated show. I love, again, all the detail here for his flight suit. I especially love how detailed Vincent was with the patches on the shoulders here. That's so cool. All the scales look great. He's got the scaling on the top of the head here too. You can actually see this tube here down from the back all the way around this side and over to the front of the figure. He's done a great job on this. All the colors look right, and I love that reptilian look. Next up, we have Forlom here, who I always thought was the lamest of the Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters as a kid, or known as the Mechanical Insectoid Bounty Hunter. This guy looks great. They've got that nice red mark there on his chest like he should have. The big bug eye photoreceptors there. And obviously this guy being mainly a protocol droid, hey, that's a cool touch there. Most of these guys have arms that just go straight down, whereas in this case, because the protocol droid arms don't have the ability to extend straight out, they left them kind of bent, which is great. That's a great touch, Vincent. You can see the detail on the back of the head plating and all the exposed wiring here done in that true, very simplistic, but also very accurate looking style for Carbonites. And finally, we have Zuckuss, or also known as the Stubby Insectoid Bounty Hunter. And again, he's got those nice big bug eye photoreceptors, that insect looking mouth, the big tubes that, again, you can see, you can follow the figure here, go all the way to the back. I love that. I love those little touches here. He looks cool. I love his color palette. And again, just look at all that detail. If you really look closely at the back of the figure, you have so much detail on that little back piece there. Very nicely done, and I think that these look great as a set. Just for another size comparison, I have the Commander Blitz from Rancor Battalion. I do have the review for this set out on the YouTube channel as well, just to show you again the comparison between an older Carbonite and new ones. You can see that there's almost no difference at all, except for these ones all being, you know, measured very, very precisely at the 1 inch by 1 inch by 2 inch parameters, but they still stack up very nicely together. You'll have no problems stacking these guys with each other. They still work very nicely together. But with that, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the first look at the Carbonite Hunters set number 12 from the TESB 1980 set for Carbonites. This is one of the most iconic groups of characters from the original trilogy. These are nice, they're small, they're compact, they'll fit nice in an office space, nice in your workspace. Maybe you have a locker at work, you can stick these guys in. They're very discreet, they don't take up a lot of space. They're fun, you can play with them with your kids. They're very versatile. I really, really like these. I have plenty of them, and I can't wait to add these to the display. Definitely go support Vincent and Carbonites. I will have links to their website and Instagram page in the description below. If you want to order this set, you will be able to do so if you just head over to their website. Thank you again to Vincent and Carbonites for sending me this set to give the first look. I really do appreciate that, as I do try my best to give a lot of attention to detail in my reviews, and I really appreciate that I was chosen to be a first look for this set of Carbonites. But with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first look. If you did and you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to Blitz Transmissions. I've got awesome Star Wars content coming out all the time. If you're an ARC Trooper in my Patreon, you would have seen this first look early with the permission of Vincent and Carbonites, of course. And if you'd like access to early content, monthly giveaways, and other awesome benefits, become an ARC Trooper for just $4.99 a month. Link to my Patreon in the description below. If you're a fan of the reviews I do here on YouTube, or you just want to support the YouTube channel more directly, you could also check out my YouTube channel membership. Rancor Battalion gives you access to exclusive badges and priority replies in my comments section. You get access to my reviews early, as opposed to all my content like you get with Patreon, and you get to vote on what I review next for the channel. If you'd like some Blitz Transmissions swag, you could head over to the Blitz Transmissions Armory over on Printify. Link to that is in the description below, as well as links to my Discord and all my social media. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this first look at the newest set of Carbonites 2.0. I'll catch you for the next one, and may the Force be with you.
Breaking off. All units, fire at will. 1-2, pick your target. Too many, Captain. Watch your stabilizer, Gold 6. Anybody cover me. I got 2 vultures on my tail. You've got to hold them here. Watch your left. I can't shake them. I'm hit. I'm hit. Where's our